Hello, today is December 20th, and like usual, I am woefully unprepared for what is about to happen in 5 days. Basically 4. But this time, it's a little bit worse, because I have no money. Obviously, of course, should have started earlier, but I was depressed, so I didn't. I need to make some gifts. I have more time to be able to do so because I'm kind of unemployed. What does that mean? That means I work like 10 hours a week. And I also am not in college anymore. So, at least I have a little bit of extra time. But it's still gonna be tight, and I'm still gonna be stressed. Hopefully not that bad. I mean, I just need to stop procrastinating. But, isn't that always the case? It is for me. Yeah. For the most part, I'm gonna be gifting people art prints of some kind. I need to finish some of those drawings, but whatever. What this video is gonna be focused on is the thing that I am gonna crochet for my friend. I don't really like to crochet or knit people presents as much as I used to because it is incredibly time consuming and it makes it a lot harder for me to get things done on time. That being said, this should be small enough that it's fine. I have been absolutely obsessed with repo for probably a couple months now, but even before that, I really liked watching people play it. And now, if I don't have time to play it, then I'm watching people play it. It's absorbing my thoughts, and I have spread that plague onto my other friend. And so for Christmas, I am going to be crocheting her a semibot. I'm not going to use a pattern, I'm just going to freestyle it myself, which is not something that I do or have usually done. I think I have a hard time in my brain not like breaking rules, and for some reason not following patterns feels like breaking a rule, even though there's literally no rules about crochet and creation and expression. I'm trying to get myself to break out of that, which is part of the reason why I'm not going to use a pattern. The other reason is I couldn't find a pattern for what I'm picturing and what I want to do. Part of why this is going to be small, and why I feel like this is going to be doable is because I want to crochet a semibot in its like tumbled state when you hit Q and it's at its smallest. I think she said once in passing that would be cute and she would want that. That was a couple months ago, and I am just hoping that that is still true. I'm sure it'll be fine and she'll like it. It's the thought that counts. Her favorite color is green. I don't really have a good selection of green yarn, even though I have so much yarn. Would it have been best to have used something that I already have? Yes, but I did not have a good green. So, green. So basically what this video is going to be is just going to be me freeballing, making this. And hopefully it goes well. And if it doesn't, I'm cooked. So, it'll go well. Hashtag manifestation. I really don't feel like this should be that hard because it's essentially 2 main parts and then arms and legs, and they're small. I think the way I'm gonna go about doing this is just writing down what I do as I go. I don't know, I've never done this before. I'm still trying to put structure into a structureless process, but I don't know. What the fuck else would I do? I used to always keep my yarn labels and like pin them with the yarn, but I think I want to be organized. I try to label things, and then time will pass and I don't keep up with the systems that I've put in place, and then I just end up throwing everything into a pile. So how much does it really matter, you know? Bro. Am I dumb? What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Figured out my magic ring. I did 6 stitches into it because I think that's pretty standard. Can't remember. Going to the first stitch is so hard for no reason. Please. Please. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. Increased in every stitch. did one single crochet and an increase throughout the round. I'm kind of making like a cylinder shape, I guess. And so I think I'm gonna just add on to the increases, like space out the increases by one more stitch every round until I'm happy with how big the head is. And then I'll start just doing single crochet, if that makes sense. I did one more increase round, and I think I'm gonna do a single crochet round and then another increase round so it's more rounded. I think, hopefully that's what happens. What I wanted to be happening with the rounding out by doing single crochet rows, words are hard, by doing single crochet rows in between increase rows, that is happening. It is working the way I want it to, so I'm going to keep doing it. I really need to stop doing that. I don't like it every time I do it. It never feels good, but I keep doing it, so. My cat is very much wanting to come over here and mess with me. Scared. I like how wide it is at this point, so I think now I'm just going to keep single crocheting until I think it's long enough. At this point, I single crocheted for 6 rounds total. I stuffed it a little bit so that I would be able to kind of tell how it would shape out ultimately. And I just did a single crochet round in the back loops only so that it kind of folds over like that. And what I know now is obviously that I will be decreasing. I want it to be flat. Do I know exactly what increments I'm gonna decrease in right now? No. So I have to figure that out. I have finished the top part of the head. That's what that looks like. So now the part that I'm gonna start working on is the jaw. I guess that's what it would be called. The lower half of the head, the jaw, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, I've done a magic ring with 6 stitches, and I'm going to keep doing rounds where I increase, and I'm not gonna do any single crochet rounds so it doesn't get longer, it just stays flat. That's my theory of what will happen, I think. And then once I've gotten to the amount of stitches that this was at its biggest in like the last round, then I will start increasing so that it stays like the same circumference. Just a theory, just what I think will happen. So hopefully it happens. Okay, I have followed the way that I was doing increase rounds before. I got to 36 stitches, which is how many stitches I had around here. It worked out the way that I wanted it to. I love when that happens. And it's pretty much the same size, so I'm gonna do what I did in this round before and just crochet in the back loops for a round, not do any increases, and then I think keep just doing single crochet rounds until I feel like it's as tall as I want it to be. I've done 4 single crochet rounds since my back loops only single crochet round, and I feel like that's tall enough. So now I am going to stuff this. I don't know why I'm holding it like this. I'm going to stuff this, and then I'm gonna start closing her up. Finished this and closed it, obviously. I also, before I started doing my decrease rounds, I did do one more single crochet round, but I did it in the back loops. Right now, it's giving like Chernobyl Krabby Patty. But soon it'll have eyes, so hopefully it still doesn't give that vibe. I don't know, it's like literally impossible for these to be as flat as I want them to be, for it to like sit. It's gonna look a little wonk, but that's part of the charm, right? Since I've seen you, I've done a very small thing, which is make this, and I think that it's gonna be the hinge that holds the head together. I think this is even like a little bigger than what it looks like in the back, but I don't know. I'm trying to be biblically accurate and also, what's the word? Functional. Yeah, I guess I'll see if that works. Next, I'm going to be making the eyes. I'm going to be using this Hobby Lobby yarn. I bought this before I knew Hobby Lobby is evil, for the record. So I'm basically going to be creating for the eyes, they're like half spheres. I think that I'm only going to crochet the whites, and then I think it would look better if I did the pupils with felt, and I think I might just glue that on. Okay, I have my magic ring. I've done an increase row, and I will keep doing increase rows until it is as big as I want it to be, and then I will do some single crochet rows. And I hopefully think that will make a circle, sphere. I cut out my little felt circles and I glued them on. I'm gonna let them dry for a little while before I sew them on. I'll stuff them very lightly. And this is the glue I used. It smells so bad. This also smells like something that I should open a window for. And it says, may cause dizziness, headache, or nausea. And I would agree with that. It's like bad, just so you know. I did make my first eyeball was too big. This is how big my balls ended up being for comparison. That's just a little too much, you know? Yeah. Hopefully these stick. I know it's not necessarily a fabric glue. It says I can use it on fabric. And yarn is basically fabric. Now, I don't expect her to be like rough with this. I think it should be fine. Now I have to make the arms. They're gonna be little cones. I don't know if I've crocheted cones before. I don't know. We'll see how this works. I think technically this guy would have little legs, but I feel like it's just gonna make it awkward and like hard to stand up. So I'm not gonna give it legs. I just want this to be something you can like put on a desk or something, or just like have on display, and it looks nice. Maybe not nice. I don't know what I'm saying. I've now created all my pieces and I just need to assemble them. Also, I did end up making legs because it has legs. Like I said, I'm trying to make this biblically accurate. What? Am I a fool? Why would I not make legs? I have finished it. We look a little wonkier than I intended, but it's fine. I did want it to look kind of silly, and I think it looks cute. There was really just the problem. I would say the issue is floppiness. Yeah, other than that, it's fine. It also doesn't stand. I said earlier I didn't anticipate that it would stand, so I mean, whatever. For the most part, I would say that it's a success and that she'll like it. That's all that really matters to me. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate it, and I would also appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and goodbye.